Okay, so here are some exercises that you can do when you are laid up in bed. So the idea of this is that whilst you are in an enforced period of inactivity through illness or otherwise, your body will be potentially having some muscle atrophy. You may be losing some muscle mass and getting weaker in certain places. Generally, that's okay. It's not too much of a problem. You can get stronger again once you get back on your feet. However, if you're in a prolonged period of inactivity, um, you can lose strength in some key places. We've got a lot of smaller muscle groups in our body which don't have much mass to lose before they lose function. And then you end up getting back on your feet with a body that has some mild dysfunction or maybe major dysfunction in key areas, which then prevent you from a rapid progression back to full function. So what we want to try and do is to target some key areas, some key smaller muscles within the body that will allow you to, for want of a better term, hit the floor running. We're not encouraging you to run. Don't run before you can walk, and all of those adages are true. However, it would be nice if, where possible, we can manage your bodies to a certain degree, bearing in mind that you won't be laid up unless you're feeling pretty grotty. What I'm going to give you is light touch. Do what you can. It's not going to be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. What we want to try and do is sort of mitigate muscle wastage and a loss of range of motion where possible. So here we go. Okay, so we know that certain areas of the body can get weak and lose muscle mass, and that's not a problem. So your chest, your lats, your thighs, your hamstrings, your bum, these generally are quite large muscle groups, and so a degree of muscle wastage, a degree of a loss of or reduction in muscle mass, not necessarily a problem. They'll still be able to function. You might not be quite as strong as you were before, but you'll still be able to get about and move about and everything else. The areas that often suffer through all of this muscle atrophy, small scale or otherwise, are areas like your rotator cuffs in around your shoulders, which are small muscles anyway. So a small reduction in muscle mass there can really compromise how well they work. So the shoulders, in and around the shoulders, in and around the shoulder blades, lower back, glutes, not your glute max, not what we traditionally associate with the glutes, but the other glutes, your gluteus minimus and gluteus medius, the top of the hips, these sort of like sort of pelvic stabilizers, what we would term core stability, abdominal regions, sort of all of the muscles running along the spine, especially, more so than the abs in general. Six pack, rectus femoris, rectus abdominis. What am I talking about? Rectus abdominis. Didn't need to do it again. No, these will be okay generally. The deeper abdominal muscles may lose some tone, may lose some function, so we can work on those as well. And sort of, like I say, muscles running up along the spine, all of those multifidi, sort of erector spinae, all of these sort of muscles. We want to keep those in good nick as well. Same goes for your neck and things, but the chances are you'll be using your neck, because the one thing you may be doing is lifting your head, moving it around, turning your head, all that sort of stuff. So your neck, arguably, we don't need to worry about too much. So let's target the other stuff. Okay, first port of call. I'm going to start with the shoulders. We're going to start from top down. So shoulders. Here are some exercises that are worth trying. We've got some of my favorites actually. The Y, the T, and the W. Now, I'll do these upright, but if you're lying down in bed, obviously you won't be. However, you can do these on your front or on your back, and I'll tell you why in a moment, but I'll show you the exercises so you can see what we're aiming for, purely and simply. Y, arms up wherever is comfortable for you. Everybody has a different range of motion. This is hard work for me. This is much easier. You choose wherever it feels natural for your arms to go. Don't try it yet, just watch this bit. Thumbs pointing backwards, and you're going to try and bring your arms as far behind you, your hands as far behind you, arguably your thumbs as far behind you as you can, and then relax off. Squeeze it back as far as you can, and relax off. We're going to repeat that 5 times for the sake of argument, or as many times as you feel that you can without causing yourself a mischief. I'll do it sideways. Y. You'll notice my ribs flaring a bit. I'm trying to minimize that. I've got quite tight shoulders. I don't have a great range of motion with my shoulders. You probably will have more than me. It's not one of my greatest moments, greatest areas. Here we go. T, same thing, but sending the back of the hands to the back. So squeezing the back of the hands as far behind you as you can. And let's say, so obviously in a T shape with the arms. It's like doing the YMCA, isn't it? But obviously not. And then W. If you don't include my head, it's a W. W. And then from here, thumbs once again, sending your thumbs as far behind you as you can, really squeezing those shoulder blades back and feeling all of those muscles in and around the shoulder blades, in between the shoulder blades especially, working. Great. So pick a number. I'm saying 5, arbitrary number, doesn't really matter. If you're not feeling great, one of these will do. But you want to just try and see how much range of motion you can do. The first time you do it might not go very far. Second time might go further. Once you feel you've got full range of motion, you've kind of found, as far as you've found that range of motion that is pretty much at the limit of what you can manage, you're done. That's it. That's all you need to do. Yeah, so nothing crazy. Now, do we lie down on our front or our back? It depends on how far your arms go, how much shoulder mobility you've got. If you don't have a lot, lie down on your back, and I'll show you like so. I don't have great shoulder mobility, so I'm going to lie down on my back. Now, you can do this with your knees up, legs flat, doesn't really matter, entirely up to you. I'm going to do it with my knees up because it's nicer on my back, and you may find the same when you're lying in bed too. Always good to change positions if you're in a forced period of lying down. So I'm going to bring my arms overhead. Now, my arms can't reach the floor when I just bring them overhead in this Y shape. So my arms are overhead, and I have such limited range of motion, they can't reach. So this is a great place for me to start. Calming the ribs down so I don't flare my ribs. You'll notice my arms cheek backwards the moment I allow my ribs to come up and I arch my back. So we're going to sort of engage the abs a little bit, so just brace a little bit. And then from here, we're going to squeeze my thumbs towards the floor, or in your case, the bed, the mattress. Squeezing back, and then relax. Squeezing back, trying not to allow the ribs to flare, and relax. Squeezing back. Can I go any further? Not today. I'm done. T. Can my arms reach the floor? Not quite. So I'm going to squeeze them back. Oh, yes. And relax. Squeeze them back. And relax. Can I go a bit further? Potentially, yes. So maybe that's a candidate for lying down on my front. The thing with the T is that it takes a lot of space. So if you're near the edge of the bed, or in my case near the edge of the mat, then you may have a drop. So because you'll be on a raised surface, so you can squeeze the arm back, that arm back further already. So if you've got the time, you could do one arm at a time and squeeze the arm back and sort of even further back, because you'll have a gap sort of between sort of the edge of the mattress and the floor. And relax. Squeeze it back and relax. Once you feel that that's as far as you can go with it, shuffle over to the other side of the bed and do the other side. Yep. W. Same thing. Here, making this W shape, my arms just hang here. That's about as far as I'll go. So once again, I get to squeeze my thumbs in the direction of the mattress, and relax. Squeezing back again,
I can touch with one thumb but not the other. Okay, so in my case, I need to work on my left arm. This one. Oh, there we go. Now they're getting even. You see what I mean? So in terms of reclaiming range of motion.
Now, if all of these are easy, or that you have a better range of motion than me, which is probable, do them on your front. I'm going to take my microphone off so that I can demonstrate this while still recording myself in a way that you can hear. So from here, you're going to have your arms like, oh, let's move that microphone. There we go. Like so. So I'm lying on your front. Roll down onto your front. Have your arms in front of you like so. Face just off the mattress so that you can breathe, and then try and squeeze your thumbs to the ceiling. Oh. Now for me that's difficult. For you, if you have the range of motion to do this anyway, you may be able to get them quite, far back. I can't demonstrate, but you see what I mean. Now the sky is the limit. See how far you can get it. Move on. T, same thing. Now you can do both arms at the same time, squeezing them as far away from the floor as you can, or from the mattress. So aim to get the back of your hands as close to the ceiling as you can. Obviously they won't get there, but that's the aspiration. See if you can go a bit further. Oh. And you're done. W, same thing. Squeezing and relaxing. Now these don't have to be perfect. None of them have to be perfect. What you're trying to do is explore how much range of motion you have and see if you can extend it a little so that you can keep it alive. Move it or lose it, as they say, whoever they are. Okay, YTW. That's that one done. Okay, moving forward, now we're going to work on your back, the muscles along your spine. Why? Because if we were to do this sequentially, not that you would, you can just pick and choose, but if you were to do this sequentially, you may potentially be lying on your front at this point. Certainly it'll be easy for you to, or easier for you to get onto your front. So that's where we want to be for this next exercise. So we might as well do that one next. So lying on your front, we're going to lift your torso. Well, I'll explain it as I go. You're going to lift your torso just off the mattress, or trying to get some of your torso just off the mattress. Now you need to try and relax your legs, relax your bum, and only use the muscles surrounding your spine, so your back. So from this point upwards. We're going to place one hand on top of the other, like so, and then you're going to place your forehead on top of your hands. So even if you are a glasses wearer like myself, you're not going to be crushing your face or smushing your glasses into the mattress. And from here, all you're going to do is try and keep your bum and your legs relaxed as you lift your hands, and therefore your head and your elbows, just off the mattress like so. If you can just hover above the mattress without coming too high, that's the ideal. And relax. Coming off, just holding it there, and relax. Now this in itself, if I just hold the mic, this in itself is not a range of motion challenge. This is a strengthening exercise. The idea is to use these really small muscles, not the ones that pull you all the way up, because those are larger and they're probably fine. But the smaller ones offer support. All of the muscles sort of, in and around your facet joints of your spine, they are going to be working harder if you are hovering just off the floor, or in your case, the mattress. So try and hover just there. The range of motion challenge comes with side flexion, lateral flexion, side bending, if you will. We're going to do that now. I'll give you a quick demo. This one's a really ungratifying exercise, I apologise. So, one hand on top of the other, forehead on the hands, and you can do this with the breath or just do it, your choice. But if you are doing it with the breath, sort of hold your position when you're breathing in and move when you're breathing out. So like so, breathing in and breathing out.
So you're hovering just off the floor, trying to keep your legs and your bum relaxed so they're not chipping in. From here, on the out breath, you're going to scoot over to one side, trying to hover just above the mattress, squeezing over as far as you can to one side, and then coming back, breathing out, coming back to the middle. If you're not doing it with the breath, don't worry about the breathing. It's not mandatory. Just come around to the other side as far as you can, and then come back to the middle, and then come down. Have a little breather, have a little rest, because it's more strenuous than it looks. Then we'll do it again and try and bend further to one side and then bend further to the other side. So really engaging with as much lateral flexion of the spine as you feel you can. I'll show you once again and hopefully I'll go further too. So breathing in and breathing out. Let's come just off the floor and then coming around to the first side. See if you can go a bit further, see if I can go a bit further. Oh, maybe a little bit. Yes, great. And then coming through middle, nice smooth controlled action. Around to the other side, really exploring what you can do, trying not to tense up your legs and bum. And then coming back to centre, and then coming back down. And once again, take a breather. So you repeat that until you feel that you can't go any further from one side or to the other side. And that's that done.
So next up, we've got some exercises that you can do on your side, 3 of them. 1 for the spine, and then 2 for your hips, your gluteus medius and gluteus min, and also your external rotators, piriformis, if you will. These can be quite strenuous, but hopefully not so strenuous that it's impossible. So here we go. First one. This is a mobilization more than anything, and it feels quite nice. It's quite a nice one to do first thing in the morning. So you're going to lie down on your side, with one knee on top of the other, knees are bent, like so. They're just there for stability, so you can stabilize this position. And you're going to place both arms out in front of you with your hands together, your arms outstretched. And from here, all you're going to do, you can do this with your head on a pillow, which is quite nice. So just pretend my head's on a pillow. You can take one arm, the top arm, all the way out, and reach behind you as far as you can. And you'll notice that this rotates your spine. It twists your spine quite nicely, and then coming back, just nice and easy, just to wherever it goes, and then come back. Pause, take a breather, decompress, and then go again, and see if you can take this arm further. Oh, yep, great. Notice that I'm doing it with my shoulders as well, so I'm actually really actively rotating through the spine, and then keep going. So taking this windmill action that many people do with the legs, but doing it with the arms because it's easier to control, it's a lighter exercise, it's less strenuous, it's safer, but actually equally effective. So I'm going to go again. Can I get close to the floor? Oh yeah, I can. Hey, there we go. Better. And then do the other side. Scoot round and do the other side. Okay? Next exercise, I'm going to target the hips. First thing, it's a clamshell, but an adapted clamshell. So this, you can lie down with your head on a pillow. I'm going to put my arm here just for the sake of argument. You have your other hand in front of you on said mattress. So I'll use this mat as an approximation of the mattress. From here, what I'd like you to do is to straighten your underneath leg. So the leg that's underneath, nice and straight, so you're in one line, like so. And then drop your top knee to the mattress, like so. So the foot of this top leg is kind of just resting on top of the leg, and it can rest anywhere for the sake of argument. Place it somewhere on the other leg and drop the knee so it touches the mattress. And all you're going to do is to keep your hips where they are. So this top hip will be forwards to allow you to reach the mattress. Keep that hip forwards as you open the knee out as far as you can while still pressing down gently on the underneath leg with your foot. And then come back down and relax. It has to make contact because that way we can guarantee that the hip, if it has cheated backwards, returns to our forward position every time. And once again, every time you do it, try and keep the hips forwards, opening the knee as far as you can, and then bringing it back down carefully. That's right. See if you can go a bit further. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Once you've gotten as far as you can, and it won't open any further, that's as much as you've got, change the leg position. Slide it down or slide it up, and then try it from there. It will be the same muscle groups, but the configuration is different. The workload is distributed differently. So, oh, here we go, a little bit more. So you can really play and take your time, and you can watch something while you're doing it. Getting these muscles strong in various positions. So clamshell, when you're done, roll around to the other side and do the same on the other side. Next exercise, still on our side. This time we're going to work the top of the hips. We're going to work your gluteus medius and your gluteus minimus, two of your key core stabilizers that are at the top of the hip. So this time we're going to have your underneath leg bent, sort of like so. You're just going to straighten the top leg. From here, we're going to move this top leg ever so slightly behind us. Move the foot slightly behind you, like so. There we go. So now it's kind of off this leg for me, but it will vary from person to person. Now the key with this one is to keep this top leg turned in. So you don't want the toes to ever point up. If anything, you want your toes to be pointing diagonally down. That's it. From here, very simply, you're going to lift the leg as high as it will go, and you'll feel the top of the hip working. If you don't feel it, turn the leg in more. If your leg turns out like so, the toes start pointing up, you won't feel it so much. Not here. So there you go. So turning it in, like so. Some support here, lifting up, and then placing it down. So the exercise is just a lift up, and then coming down to rest. Smooth and controlled, as always. See how far you can get the leg, and then see if you can go a bit higher. Oh, I don't know why I made that noise. Once you feel that's as high as it will go, you're done. When you're ready, roll around and do the other side. My penultimate exercise is, or physical activity, is a hip bridge or a pelvic raise, or whatever you want to call it. These are great to do because they work your back and also your bum, your gluteus maximus, and also your hamstrings and your calves to an extent. Very, very simple. You're going to lie back like so in a semi-supine position, supine, semi-supine, in case you're interested. Now, where do you put your feet? Here's the thing. Useful rule of thumb. Move this microphone away from my neck. Useful rule of thumb. If you lie one leg straight and take that fleshy part of your calf, the bulbous bit at the top, your gastrocnemius, and take the instep of your other foot, your medial longitudinal arch, if you will, or what we call your arch, the instep here, put that up against the gastrocnemius, this fleshy bit of your calf, whilst it's down. That's a great place to start. Create a bit of space between your feet so that they're roughly hip width apart. So taking your cue from these bony bits at the front of your hips, that's a good space. Get the knees in line with that, get the feet in line with that, and you're away. From here, all you're going to do, hands down for a bit of stability, and you're going to lift your hips as high as you can get them. And then come back down, relax. And then when you're ready, lifting out a bit higher, and then come back down. And repeat. So you may find that if you've been out of action for a while, you may not be able to get very high. You may even start cramping a little bit in your hamstrings or calves. It's unlikely you'll cramp in your bum, but you may. If you do, just stretch them out. Pause, decompress. Stretching out these muscles is very easy from this position. Just bring the knee up towards you and then extend the leg.
just to wherever you can. Yeah. So just holding on to the leg wherever you can, and just straighten the leg. Yeah. If you can get it really straight, really pull it, sure, whatever. It's not a competition. You just want to try and release the tension in those muscles. Yeah. If it's in your bum, cross the leg over, figure 4 stretch, really, really simple, and just bring the whole lot towards you. Classic one is to reach your hand bit through the gap, so whichever leg is up, reach the same arm through the gap between your legs, and then hold either the back of the thigh, or for a greater purchase or a greater angle, hold the front of the knee and pull the whole lot in, like so. Great. Okay. Obviously, I forgot to mention, you need to do both sides if you're stretching out. And figure 4.
The last thing that I'm going to give you is a stretch. So this stretch is kind of quite nervy, but it's a good one for all the areas that tend to tighten up when you've been laid up in bed for a while. So this is quite specific, so follow along with this one in real time if you can. So you're going to sit up like so and slump like so. So you get a rounded back, so a C-shaped curve through the spine like so. Now what I'd like you to do is to lift your chin so that you're looking directly forwards, and the dropping of your chin is going to be the trigger for this exercise, so we want to keep that till the end. So keep the chin up until the very end. So legs in front of you, just relaxed, slump. And then if you have quite long hamstrings, my hamstrings are a decent length, so you just lean forwards until you feel a slight stretch, a very, very mild stretch in the back of the legs, like so. Chin is actively up, like so. Now here comes the bit. What you're going to do is, keeping that slump, that C-shaped curve through the spine, you're going to pull your toes towards you. So dorsiflex flex the ankles, pull your feet towards you, towards your face, as it were. And then you slowly add the trigger. You slowly allow your gaze and your chin to drop down as far as it goes, and you may, if you're tight, feel a kind of nervy stretch around the top of your back, sort of towards where it meets your neck. Hold that there. Okay, just hold that there. Wait for that to ease off. Just keep going. Just stay there. You don't need to do anything. Just wait for that sensation to ease off. If it's too intense, back off it a little bit. Lift your head just a tiny bit, and then allow that to ease off. Whether it eases off or it doesn't, we're going to do this for a maximum of 30 seconds, so not much longer. And then if you don't feel the stretch, great. That's a good thing. This is just for those people that need it. So let's, for the sake of argument, it's not quite 30 seconds, but let's come up now. So lifting the head. And then if you want to, you can repeat. But I wouldn't recommend doing this for more than 30 seconds at a time, because you could potentially give yourself more grief, more physical grief, maybe headaches, etc., than you originally had. It's not worth the trade-off. Okay. Okay, so that is the series of exercises or physical activities that I would recommend that you try. Light touch, have a go, have a play, have an exploration. It's not exercise, it's just something to play about with, to chip away at, in order to try and keep your body moving, keep your body alive in key places whilst you are laid up in bed. If you can. For any of you that can't do these, you just need to rest. You just need to rest. For those of you that can engage with these, don't go crazy, because you also need to rest. You need to prioritize rest and recovery. So you don't want to tax your body. You want to give your body signals that it needs to try and keep these muscles alive rather than letting them waste away. That's it. And you want to try and explore range of motion so that you don't lose any range of motion and stiffen up, because that just makes things suck more when you try and start moving again. I hope that makes sense, and yeah, good luck. I hope you recover soon. Cheers.